Okay, so final mission of the week. We're going to be doing it in 5-minute increments as well. Pick front porch, entryway, dining room. We're going to sweep and or vacuum each area. Obviously, because we would be using the shop vac outside and the vacuum inside, I am not going to be doing that while we are doing this. So you can choose to either listen or just set your timer for 5 minutes and go and do it. Remember, this is done podcast style, so there is no picture. So here we go. First 5 minutes. Let's do the porch. All right. Porch vacuum sweep. Oh my goodness, in springtime you get all those little pods and they are so awful to get off. But using your broom, your vacuum, your shop vac, your whatever, they are easy to take care of. Sweeping the walkway after you get done cutting grass. This is all about maintenance. So yes, there's maintenance done on the outside of your home as well. You know, if you've got a long driveway, if you've got a long front walkway, that's where the leaf blower comes in. Or the shop vac, where you just turn the hose around and becomes a leaf blower, like my son figured out. So, go through, vacuum maybe around if there were cobwebs out there that you didn't get yesterday. Take the time to really do a good job because it will make a huge difference. And while you're then out there on the porch, stop and think and look around with the stuff that you're moving. Is this really something that brings me joy? Does it really belong out here? Is it really something that I want? And if the answer is no, well, then it's time for that stuff to go. If the answer is yes, then make sure that it is there in such a way that it is pleasing to you. Juan has this statue of a dog. And don't get me wrong, the artist was extremely talented. He took metal, welded it together, turned it into a dog riding a Harley or a motorcycle, because you can't really tell if it's a Harley or not. But I have cut myself on that thing I don't know how many times. Jacek has stubbed his toe on it. Juan has even stubbed his toe on it before he broke his foot. So now Rusty is in between the grill and the smoker. Yes, he called it rusty because, yes, the thing is extremely rusty. So, when you're going through and you're doing this, you're moving the grill, you're moving the smoker, you're moving those hideous statues. But you notice, I don't like it. It's clutter. It's still there because it's Juan's. It's not for me to do. That is for him to do. Jacek has his bike and his scooter and his sandbox and his toys and all that stuff. But they're together in a way that they're taken care of. They're easy to access. They're easy to move around, except for the sandbox, to be able to sweep, vacuum, however you're going to do it on the front porch. That's the other thing. If you got a sandbox, heck, you might want to go take a look at your back porch if you have one too for this. Sweep, vacuum it, get any leaves or anything off of it, and just spruce that up. So there's no reason the back porch should be left out because that is important too. So, you're moving the chairs, you're moving the table, or at least if you can't move the table, because I don't want you to get hurt moving it, take the vacuum, take the broom, whatever, dust underneath it and everything like that. So that way you're getting those cobwebs out and then it's easier to vacuum it. But you're not just going around things here. You're actually taking 5 minutes and sweeping and vacuuming it well to make it pleasing to the eye, pleasing to you, and so you can see your work. Now, obviously with the front porch, yeah, Mother Nature's going to have some things to say about it, because I don't know about you, but every time we go to do it, Mother Nature ends up blowing the leaves back the other way. So we get the point and we let her do her thing. But, you know, it's nice to at least have it done, and then it will never be as bad as what you did when you started it, as long as you keep up with it. You know, you do realize every month, the first week of the month, we are in this zone. So at least at some point in time in the first week of the month, even if it's only one day, if you really like the way your front porch looks, then let's take care of it every single time we're in this zone. For me, I do my plastics and my Tupperware every single time we are in the kitchen zone. All right, let's go to the entryway now. So I don't know if you need to switch items or whatever. Grab out your vacuum cleaner, grab just a broom. Let's go to the entryway and get all that dirt and everything taken care of. All right, 5 minutes. Now, also, when you're dealing with the entryway, depending upon what you have on the floor in your entryway, if you want to do a quick mop, go for it. As long as you do a very good sweep, depending upon if you got muddy paws, muddy footprints, it will do good. If you would rather do a really good mop, well, who says you got to sweep first? Just make sure your mop bucket is really full of water, because that will help rinse it out. So, I mean, like I've said, I don't sweep my floor every night. You know, sometimes I'll do a dust mop, sometimes. But more often than not, I am taking my washcloth, I'm wringing it out, my washcloth I just used to do dishes, and I am wiping down the floor. I'm not sweeping first, I'm wiping down the floor, because that will get the main areas and the food that's dropped, and it will look nice. But I don't sweep first, because my rag is doing that for me. So think about that when you're going through your entryway and maybe even your dining room, because sometimes the dining room has those wonderful, actually, no. Why don't dining rooms have hardwood floors like kitchens? I just thought about that. Okay, but anyways, we're still in the entryway right now. So if you were not able to complete your entryway yesterday because you have a huge entryway, maybe you're going to need to also go through some things in the entryway in order to sweep and mop or vacuum. This is a great time to look at the stuff that's on the floor. We always talk about the stuff on the shelves and on your cabinets, but also look at the things that are on your floor. When you walk in, what are you greeted with? Are you greeted with the shoe rack and this and that and this and that? Or is your entryway open? Now, we've got our shoe thing, and it actually slides underneath the couch, because I have a client, and as she was redoing her home, she used furniture she already had in her home to separate her one room into like 2 separate rooms. And I thought that was an amazing idea. And I'm really kind of mad I didn't think about it. But I turned the couch to create the entryway. And it also creates a little office for Gisette to do homework before we got the kitchen table. Or for me to actually work, I guess. I could sit down there too. But I like the kitchen because it's a little more claustrophobic. And right now we have to have 2 shoe mats out. I can't wait till we're down to 1. But that creates my entryway. The shoes are right there. Everything, you know, you're funneled into the kitchen to hang your keys up and stuff like that to make the entryway work for me. And, you know, so everything is clear. It's open when you first walk in. You're not greeted by backpacks on the floor. There is a hook for Gisette to hang his backpack. There is a hook for me to hang my purse. There is a hook for stuff there. So that way things are set up. They are off the floor, because a clean floor and things not constantly set on the floor. And don't get me wrong, in my little home, I have lots of things on the floor. You do not see a lot of wall space. But I try to keep them as organized as possible to create that illusion of more space. There are a lot of things on the floor. And I really like the way it looks with the open walls, but, you know, until we get a bigger home, this is what I got, so this is what I deal with. And necessarily a bigger home doesn't fix everything. One more room would probably fix things, because then I could have an office, and that would be amazing. And then even some of Giuseppe's toys and stuff like that could go in there. What's up, Yoda? Okay, so as you're going through your entryway, like I said, really make sure that you're taking a look at what's on the floor, what's on the walls, what's on the shelves, and how does it look? Is it visually appealing to you? Because you can easily have things there, but they are still appealing. Okay, there we go. We got our last room we're going to. Here comes the dining room. Okay, dining room, same concept. As you're looking around, move the chairs out, dust under the table, dust the legs of the table. As you're using your vacuum or you're using your Swiffer. Giuseppe, where'd you go, honey? So that way you're getting that done. Look at what's on the floor. Do you have things on the floor in your dining room that don't need to be there, that make the floor look a little more cluttered? Now back to what I was getting at before. Concept of the dining room is to eat in it, right? So concept of the kitchen, especially if you have an eat-in kitchen, usually have hardwood floors, right? Because it's easier to clean up spills. So why don't we have those hardwood floors in dining rooms? I mean, I've been in some dining rooms that have it, but I'm thinking about every house that I grew up in had a carpeted dining room. And that's really silly. Because before the invention, Giuseppe, honey, kiddo, you got your things and you can't hear me. We're going to go find Giuseppe. So I got a vacuum question to ask him. Giuseppe, where are you? Giuseppe, yeah, you're not in there. Oh, here you are. Okay. What is the vacuum cleaner that picks up the peas and carrots and lettuce and stuff like that that falls on the floor?
Oh, that's the shark.
That's the shark? Okay. So, are you okay? You're good? So, before the invention of these electronic sweepers, okay, we'll just lump them all in. You couldn't pick up those peas and turkey and stuff like that that gets dropped on the floor on your carpeting. So that would have been a pain. That must have been a pain in the butt for my mom, because I know my brother and I were not very neat. But oh well, whatever. Okay, so if we keep it up in the dining room, get it a nice vacuum. And I don't know what it is about vacuuming a room. You can put things back exactly the way they were, but the minute you vacuum the room, it looks so much cleaner. Just like taking care of those flat surfaces, it gives the illusion or the feeling of clean, which is so awesome, so amazing, and I love it. But as we take care of vacuuming and sweeping our floors today, we're not doing just the middles like we do with our weekly home blessing. We are doing a detail clean, because that is what these missions are about. They are about the detail clean. And there may be rooms that we don't get to that you have that aren't covered, or there are rooms that are covered that you don't have. Like, I don't have a dining room. So I either use just sex room, or I'll just skip that one, or I'll use it in the kitchen, or I'll use the side yard, or wherever I want to go, wherever my heart is calling for me, wherever that impact area is talking to me that, hey, I need some attention. Like right now, my pool area needs some attention because we need a bin out there for all the pool toys. It's getting ridiculous, but oh well. I do have bins that the pool goes in at the end of the year, so maybe I could just use one of those because then I don't have to spend any money on it. Don't you guys love this? You get a thought process into my mind. That can be a scary thing. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I will go put the one bin underneath the house, and then I will grab the other bin, and I will use it for all the pool toys. Okay, cool. That's settled. See, sometimes I swear it helps just talking things out loud to another person. So thank you guys for helping me figure that one out. I really, really appreciate it because I didn't know what I was going to do. So, okay, we're done with our mission for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, no, I'll see ya on Monday for the kitchen.